and I'm here to talk about Berkeley Square and 27 of us girls coming in from all parts of the country, California, New York, parts of the South, and come here to work at the Moulin Rouge, which was in 1955, quite a few years ago. But it's good still to talk about it. It's still our memories. And that they built these lovely homes for us at Berkeley Square. They were lovely. There were 3 bedrooms and 2 baths, and there were like 2 girls in each room. So it was very nice. It was like the nicest accommodations really on that side of town during that era.
Absolutely.
And it was really nice. And some of the people that I talked to, they tell me they used to look at us out of their windows. We'd come up to hang our clothes up from the line or see us walking around. So, you know, and we're still friends with a lot of the neighbors now. So it was a lovely little community. With, you know, we had the trees, and it was really nice. Because when we first came to Las Vegas, we didn't realize where the Moulin Rouge was. So we were sort of disappointed when we passed the Strip and kept on driving, went under the underpass. We kind of looked at each other, but when we saw the Moulin Rouge and we saw Berkeley Square, you know, it was really nice. We were really comfortable. And we had a nice little run. I just can't understand still today how we closed for standing room only. Yeah, because I think what happened is that a lot of the entertainers, because we were the only ones who was doing the 2:30 show, and the Strip would be sort of empty, and they would all come over there, and maybe something happened that they said, well, we just can't have that. But I think so many times they were just building around Berkeley Square. They were building the Mardi Gras, which was going to be a shopping center. They were building the Copper House that was going up, and I just think how that area of town would be now if the Moulin Rouge was still there. You know, it would be like a little city, because when the Moulin Rouge closed, then everything just stopped, and it turned into almost a ghost town around there.
It's very iconic.
Yes, yes. You know, it was really lovely, and we really enjoyed it, and it was just so much fun. And I just can't understand it, but Vegas is a good town, though. It's a good town. So, and things are so different now than they were during that time, because things were really segregated. But in a way, it was nice because we all sort of hung out together. We could hang out with Sammy and with Pearl and with everybody, because it's the same thing for them too. See, so it was wonderful. It was lovely. And when sometimes I go by Berkeley Square and I see it, and it really brings back a lot of memories. You know, to really see it.
For someone who can't understand, because you know, a lot of the young people, they can go anywhere they want.
Yes,
now,
yes.
You know, and you just don't see those same type of barriers that you all experience. Could you kind of like, I guess, explain to them, because I know they probably can't even wrap their heads around the idea of not being able to, you know, perform in the same, you know, parts of town as your, you know, colleagues, or even being able to stay in certain parts, because you had to stay in Berkeley Square.
We had to stay in Berkeley Square, but you could perform on the Strip, but right after the show, you have to go right back to Berkeley Square, and but it was really sad. But you know, truthfully, during that time, I don't know, we just accepted it. It was kind of a culture shock, you know, coming from the East and coming out here, but you know, they tried to make things the best they could for us. You know, they had it all furnished, and it was really very nice. But we had, you know, we had a lot of fun, you know, getting together. We still had a little barbecues in Berkeley Square, and you know, Dr. West had the swimming pool. So you know, that's where we would all go over there. It might be Louis Armstrong over there, or you know, and it was fun. It was segregated, but it was a closer knit then than it is really now. Now we're sort of spread out, so, and you really don't see each other as much. But there we had to sort of be together, and that was a fun time.
Really had a sense of community.
Yeah, it was, but like I say, Vegas is a good town. That was then, and now the town is so different. And the town's been very good to us too, you know. We stayed here, and we worked, and I was lucky too. We went into the Dunes with the Larry Steele show after the Moulin Rouge closed. That was about a year later. And then a lot of us girls Well, we went into with Larry Seal the Dunes, but I think I was the only girl from Vegas that went with the Pearl Bailey show that went into the Flamingo. So we were off and on there for 5 years. So then I could gradually see the change that Vegas was going through. You know, how things got a little bit more open, a little bit more liberal. But when I first went to the Flamingo, I was kind of happy because all the other dances, they had to sort of go out into the casino and stay there until about 4 o'clock in the morning. But by being segregated, I could leave right after the third show, so that was a given for me. I kind of enjoyed that, you know.
Nice.
Yeah, that was nice. You know.
Little perk there.
Yeah. So, you know, there's
you find the good in
everything. You just make
right?
it, and we're just so glad, you know, to be working. You know, and you know, sometimes the people that was here, they felt bad about the situation, and you know, going into the dress shops, having a little problem trying on the clothes and things like that. But my husband, he fell in love with Vegas right away. He said, "Oh yeah, this is it," you know. And he reminisced more with the over in Berkeley Square and in that side of town, you know, with some of the people that was here way back there. Because 55, that's a long time, you know.
The memories still seem to be so fresh.
Yeah, I know,
you.
I know. It's still kind of fresh. So we really did have a good time.
Now, when you moved there, now were the homes that you moved into already built, or did they build your section
They
of your
built
home
that
specifically?
just for us.
Oh, okay.
And then
they were constantly building.
Yeah. So when the show closed, then I think they sold them or they rent them out to some people. And I remember we went over to Cadillac Arms, which was some nice little condos. It wasn't far from Berkeley Square, and we stayed there for about a year or two. And then, you know, Dr. West and Dr. McMillan and their wives, they all talked us into buying a house. So we bought a little house in Highland Square, which is not too far from Berkeley Square. So we were still in that same little area. And they were identical to the ones in Berkeley Square. So that was nice. I remember that they only cost about $10,000 the homes, you know.
Isn't that something?
That's something.
Wow.
$10,000. I think we're paying like, what was that? I can't remember how much we paid our mortgage a month, but it wasn't much, you know.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
so,
incredible.
Yeah, and the years just flew by, you know.
Yeah. Now, how long were you all in Berkeley Square?
Well, we were only there for the length of the time that the Moulin Rouge was open. So I'd say, maybe almost 6 months, you know. And, you know, we used to, it would make it so close to the Moulin Rouge, we could run home between shows to fix a little sandwich, or, you know, and then run back. And then a lot of girls would come home, then they'd go back and, you know, and hang out. Because stars would all be there, you know. And they would stay there till, you know, daybreak and things like that, and dance. And it was really...
Could you kind of explain that? Because it's fascinating to me
Yeah.
to